1984 by George Orwell, written in 1949. Now, in my opinion, the overall ideology of 1984 would be the conservative, in that conservative extremism is really, really, really expressed to me through how the party, which is the main antagonistic group of 1984, instills its beliefs on the people through mental suggestion, physical threats, or physical force sometimes, I guess, and through just fear, utter fear that it instills in people through many different things, such as the spies, which are used to keep people in line, which are basically just children, and also through telescreens and through many, many posters of the ideology of Big Brother. And that Big Brother is always watching. So if you don't follow what they want and do exactly how they say, you will be vaporized, which is just probably being killed. And no one really wants that, so you either submit and assimilate to their ideas, or you are labeled as a thought criminal and are murdered. So if you don't keep things the way they are and help the party move forward with its ideals at the sacrifice of you and your family members, then you are labeled as a traitor and a thought criminal, and you will be killed. So there's the main way of keeping people the same and keeping things from changing is through fear. Another thing is that any sort of written or documented indexes are or have been destroyed. Any cultural references, anything of the past has been completely destroyed, in that any way the past could contact the future is gone. And the party does this to keep people from getting their own ideas. Any books, no, that's not okay. You know, you got to keep people in the party from becoming rebellious and thinking how they don't want them to. They don't want that because it creates liabilities, and the party doesn't want that. They want absolute control and to be able to exert any sort of wish they want upon the people, and they just want total and utter submission. And through these mental suggestion techniques, they're able to do that. That's conservative in that they just want people to follow how they go. They just want it to happen, and they want people to be the same. You know, everyone is monochromatic, and through that, they can do whatever they want. Another fact of the matter is the 2 minutes of hate, which is, also the hate week, which is just used as a suggestion tool to make people voluntarily, or in their mind voluntarily, hate the oppressors of the party, or what are labeled as the oppressors of the party, which are Eurasia, which is the other superpower that Oceania is at war with in the beginning, and also the man who is seen as the first betrayer of the party, which is Goldstein. And many people who are young have no idea, they don't know anything about the real truth, but that's because all the records have been destroyed. So the assimilation process is very effective on the younger generation, because they are given no other, they know nothing else. They know just the party, they live just for the party, and they will always just live for the party as far as they know. Finally, the final concept that is shown as conservative is that the torture techniques, the process of vaporization instilled on people is through, towards the end of the book, I don't mean to spoil this or anything, but just, Winston is shown to, think against what they want him to, and when they'll show directly in his face holding up 5 fingers, and they'll say, this is 4 fingers, and if he says no, he gets tortured. But if he says yes and just submits to that completely wrong accusation and answer, he doesn't get tortured. So it's just a way of trying to get people to submit and keep things the same and keep them in power, is through their way of suggestion and physical torture. It's just to keep people keep them in power, keep them the same, and keep everyone in line, so they can be utterly in power for the indefinite future with no obstacles in their way.